Thank you, Angelique. I want to tell you a love story, but it's a really sort of weird love story. This is about 50 years ago in Berkeley. A year earlier, I graduated from high school, moved to Berkeley, couldn't get into Berkeley, enrolled in a junior college, community college, run by the Black Panther Party. And then I ended up renting a room in a house, big Victorian house, like 3 or 4 stories. It was beautiful, right on the open border. And it was full of New Yorkers. They were like really weird New Yorkers. They all knew each other. And the people there, like, there was a drug dealer, there was a professional hitman, there were a couple of hookers, there was 2 of the world's top scientists in cryonics, and there was me, my part-time job as the film librarian for the Berkeley City Schools. And so I slowly started meeting people. And one of the people I met was Ghost Linda. Ghost Linda. Why did they call her Ghost? Because she was tall, she was skinny and blonde, and really, really pale. I mean, we're not quite an albino, but she was really, really pale. And so we called her Ghost Linda. And we sort of got together. She was in the very top of the thing, of the building, and I was sort of the bottom floor. And one day she comes, Mark, come help me. I go, what's the matter? Help me. I run upstairs into her top floor attic room, and it's full of pigeons. The window was open and pigeons were flying in and out, and she hates pigeons. So my job, I just got like a broom or something. I sort of knocked all the pigeons out of there, closed the window, and we sort of hung out together a little. Another interesting person in that house was Kevin. I don't know if you guys know the Grateful Dead at all, but one of the things that they have is these bears, dancing bears. And he sort of looked like a bear. He was sort of short and squat, and not the world's best looking guy, but he was really into the Grateful Dead. And actually, he sort of worked for the Dead. He would go to their concerts and he would tape their concerts. He had another job for the Dead. He'd walk around and hand out LSD. He actually got paid to hand out LSD at Grateful Dead concerts. And anyway, so Ghost Linda was sort of in love, really liked Kevin, but Kevin you couldn't even see her. I mean, they knew each other back in New York. They all moved out here, nothing. Kevin was madly in love with Whitney. Now, Whitney was one of the girls in the house that was a hooker. She was, not every day, once or twice a week. And she had a boyfriend named Colorado. And so when this all happened, Colorado just happened to be out of town. So it's Valentine's Day, and even better, it's Kevin's birthday. And Kevin didn't have a girlfriend, and he was lonely. And he wanted to, basically get together with Whitney. And Whitney said, no way, no way. Then, Kevin knew that Whitney, got paid to have sex. And so I said, I'll pay you, spend the night with me. And she looked at him and said, Kevin, no way. I'm not going to do it. I know you. I've known you for years. No way. And so Kevin's like really depressed, and he's really bummed out. But there was some good point in his life because say he was hanging out with the Grateful Dead, and they had this drug that the Dead made called Orange Sunshine. These little pills were bright orange, and they were full of LSD, right? And so the Dead had given him for his birthday was a vial full of about 100 hits of Orange Sunshine dust. When they make the pills, the dust falls on the floor, they shove it in a little bottle. He got it for his birthday from the Dead, 100 hits. And so he said, okay, I guess I'll do that tonight. And so I went into his room, I watched him. He took out a little and had a Grateful Dead album, put a little line of the Orange Sunshine, and he started snorting it up. I said, okay, you're gonna be okay? He said, I'm fine, Mark, I'm fine, just leave me alone. I said, okay. So I went back to my room. About 2 hours later, I went back, check on him, how he's doing. And there was more of it that was gone. The vial, I could see a little space on the top. And I looked at him and his eyes were like gone. He was like inside out. I was like, I could see 2.5 miles inside of him. He was really stoned. He said, are you okay, Kevin? He said, I'm fine. Just leave me alone. I'm fine. 3 in the morning. There's also this bam, bam, bam on my door. And I open, and there's Ghost Linda. Help me, help me. I go, what's the matter? It's Kevin. It's Kevin. I go, what? Shit. I went into Kevin's room right across the hall, and he wasn't in there. The album was there, Grateful Dead album, and the vial. The vial was empty. He had snorted up 100 hits of LSD. So we ran upstairs. She said, come up here, come here. And went into her room. The window was open. And I looked out, and there's Kevin out on the corner of the building. You know, it's really, and we had a pigeon in his mouth. He went out and found a sleeping pigeon, was trying to kill himself by swallowing a sleeping pigeon. I tried to bring him in a little. I tried, but you know, so eventually we called the fire department. You gotta remember, there's no cell phones back in those days. You couldn't come, you know. So eventually they show up, police, the firemen, the ambulance. The whole neighborhood is outside going, look at that stupid white kid up there with a pigeon in his mouth. Well, the fire engine went up. They got him into the fire engine. They took him down. They took him to Napa, which is the local mental institution. People would drop at, you know, a little crazy. About a week later, I get a phone call. Come pick Kevin up. Okay, so Ghost Linda and I hop in my car, we drive up there, we get him, and we bring him back. And Britt, you know, she was with me in the front seat the whole trip back. She's with him in the back seat. And they're talking, they're cuddling. Cut to the short. They ended up becoming a couple. They got together, they didn't really get married, it's a hippie thing, and they had a kid. The kid's name is Rainbow. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I telling you about this story? Because about 3 weeks ago, Rainbow found me on Facebook. She's been, you know, messaging me for the last 10 years off and on, nothing important. She said, Mark, I'm doing something special for my parents' 50th. Tell me about how they met. Well, I told them, well, we went on a road trip in the back of my car and they found love. And that's the short story. But it was interesting. I told her that. So that's my Valentine's Day love story. And it's, you know, it's a little weird, but it's love and it's Valentine's Day. I mean, you may wonder, did I actually get them a present? I sent them a present. I found it on Etsy, got a little cup with dancing bears, little dead dancing bears, and cooing pigeons. Back to you, Angela.